If the necessary visual criteria for continuing the approach are not met at decision height or minimum descent height, MAPT, or at any time during the instrument approach that the pilot is unable to continue, the designated approach procedure requires the pilot to fly a missed approach immediately in order to be protected from obstacles. If a pilot decides to initiate the procedure before he reaches the MAPT, then he will be expected to fly to the MAPT point and carry out the procedure in full. The missed approach procedure is always detailed on the instrument approach plate, together with the loss of RT procedure, and it is expected that a pilot will fly the procedure as published. The missed approach is assumed to be initiated no lower than the decision height or altitude in a precision approach, or at a specified point in a non-precision procedure, not lower than minimum descent height or altitude. The MAPT in a procedure is defined as the point of intersection of the glide path with the applicable DA or H, a navigational facility, a fix, a specified distance from the FAF. When the final approach fix is defined by a navigational facility or a fix, but the missed approach point is not, then the distance from the FAF to the MAPT is published on the approach plate and is used for timing purposes to the MAPT. In all cases where timing may not be used, the procedure is annotated, timing not authorized for defining the MAPT. There are 3 phases to the missed approach procedure: initial missed approach, intermediate missed approach, final missed approach. The initial missed approach begins at the missed approach point and ends where the climb is established. The maneuver in this phase necessitates the attention of the pilot on establishing the climb and the changes in the aeroplane's configuration to prevent further descent. Guidance equipment cannot normally be fully utilized during these maneuvers, and therefore no turns are specified during this phase. The intermediate phase begins at start of climb, and is the phase in which the climb is continued, normally straight ahead. It extends to the first point, where 50 meters obstacle clearance is obtained, and can be maintained. The climb gradient will be 2.5%, unless it says otherwise on the approach plate. The intermediate missed approach track may be changed by a maximum of 15 degrees from that of the initial track, and it is assumed that the aircraft will begin track corrections. The final phase begins at the point where 50 meters obstacle clearance is first obtained, and can be maintained. It extends to the point where a new approach, holding, or a return to en route flight is initiated. Turns may be prescribed in this phase. The turning missed approach is only prescribed where terrain or other factors make a turn necessary. Where turns greater than 15 are required, they shall not be prescribed until at least 50 meters of vertical clearance above obstacles has been ensured. If a turn from the final approach track is made, a specially constructed missed approach area is specified. The turning point is specified in one of 2 ways. At a designated facility or fix, the turn is made on arrival overhead the fix or facility. At a designated altitude, the turn is made upon reaching that designated altitude, unless an additional fix or distance is specified that limits early turns.